Time, space, and knowledge is a transformative vision of reality that was first described in the book Time, Space, and Knowledge by Tarthang Tulku in 1977. TSK is a nonsectarian vision written originally in English and meant for the liberation of the Western mind. Unlike most disciplines, TSK focuses on principles and practices for what is sometimes called the inner or mental game, rather than the outer game or the outer material reality. Tim Galway popularized the term inner game in his series of books on the inner game and golf, tennis, work, music, and so on. Galway said, "In every human endeavor, there are two games. The outer game, played in an external arena, and the inner game, which takes place within the mind, against obstacles like fear, doubt, and limiting assumptions." He said, "There is always an inner game being played in your mind, no matter what outer game you are playing. How aware you are of the inner game can make the difference between success and failure in the outer game." In the West, we have put much more emphasis on mastering the outer game. But if we do not learn more of the inner game, our technical progress in the outer game, which is where we usually focus, will be of little benefit to mankind. TSK focuses on the inner game. But unlike most disciplines, TSK does not focus on the self and its needs and desires. Conventional knowledge today does focus on the self, what the self needs, what it understands, what it is capable of. However, suppose that we shift this focus. When we place these three factors, space, time, and knowledge, at the center of our being, something quite remarkable happens. Once we open to this vision, as we learn, the growing closeness of space need not confine knowledge, nor need the intensifying speed of time pressure it. And we don't need to go anywhere to do this. The starting point for such transformation is to directly investigate time, space, and knowledge in our own experience. TSK offers something promised by few other disciplines. Some of us have sensed that a global shift in consciousness was close at hand, just over the horizon. However, Tarthang Tulku says that before this shift can show up, first we must learn how to cut through the limiting psychic structures conditioning our present way of knowing. TSK is capable of doing this. So it explores all persistent and habitual experiential structures that limit us, including hierarchy, bias, beliefs, attitudes, and authority. A little while ago, we said that the starting point for TSK is to investigate time, space, and knowledge in our own experience. So let's take some common definitions for the terms space, time, and knowledge. We start with space. According to some web-based dictionaries, space is the unlimited three-dimensional expanse in which all material objects are located and all events occur. Note that commonly, space is seen to be or experienced to be three-dimensional. A second definition of space says that it is an unoccupied area or it is room for things. Now we take some common definitions for the word time. First, time is a continuum which lacks spatial dimensions and in which events succeed one another from past through present to future. Second, time is the point or period when something occurs. There are more definitions of time, but these are two common ones. Now we take some common definitions for the word knowledge. First, knowledge is another word for awareness, the ability to perceive aspects of our personality, behavior, emotions, motivations, and thought process. Second, knowledge can mean consciousness, the totality of sensations, perceptions, ideas, attitudes, and feelings of which an individual or a group is aware at any given time. Third, knowledge can mean to think, to have or form in the mind as an idea or conception. Not only do the words time, space, and knowledge refer to many different meanings, TSK discusses three different levels of experience, additional but deeper levels of understanding. In referring to these different levels, the terms time, space, and knowledge constantly stimulate us to discover new insights and ways of relating to experience. The TSK books thus refer to three main levels of understanding. The first level starts from our common everyday views of how these facets of our being operate. This is also sometimes called the ordinary level. Second level is an intermediate level of understanding as we undergo the transformation to third level, which is a level of what might be called peak performance.